We were discussing this earlier.
Yeah.
No, we actually were. It's pretty funny.
Daniel raises to 1,500.
Scott Seaver. He is Scott.
But I knew him before he was Scott Seaver. He was just Scott.
He was Scott like Madonna, you know, just one name, and he went the other way. Because now he's got two. What are you doing?
41.
Oh, you suck.
Scott Seaver re-raises.
Why? How many chips do you... No, I'm kidding. Okay, what is it, 4,100? Yeah, I don't like Scott Seaver.
Daniel calls.
Nice kid and everything, but he's a pain in my neck, as they say.
10-5 deuce.
I'm going to check to Scott Seaver.
Scott's piece of cheese actually missed the flop for once.
Let's see if that slows him down. Oh, he doesn't seem to care. He's got chips. And he bets 6,800.
Scott had the pre-flop lead, so he's still c-betting. Daniel's probably not hating ace-king right now, but he may want to play it safe.
There's a call.
Daniel knows Scott can't outflop him every time.
The turn. The 7 of spades. Daniel checks.
Scott has to decide if he wants to continue his ruse with 8-3.
He slows down. 3 of spades on the river.
And that's Scott's gin card. He's now got 4th pair.
Daniel checks. Scott checks. And wins.
Excusez-moi.
Almost bet 400 again. That's why I slammed the check. I'm like,
Vomit.
Didn't have the power to bet the 400 again.
400, I would have just jammed you that time. I was so annoyed that I...
Wow, those are the most annoying losses. Oh, 3 8 of hearts, 3 ball
Like
on the river.
I was calling a lot on the river, too.
Oh, man, I
should
missed
have bet
so
a
much
ton.
value.
I was like, just going to let you bluff your money off and not expect you to catch. Boo.
Scott Seaver did catch, and no one can seem to catch him. He's re-raised Daniel with junk a bunch of times and held over him.
Is Holland where you can go to hash bars and smoke marijuana?
Yeah, and then eat fries with mayonnaise.
It's all starting to make sense now, doesn't it?
Daniel, you don't like mayonnaise?
Gross. I actually eat veganese. Veganese is yummy.
So I'll tell you something more that people really frown upon here when you order it. I also like mayonnaise on steak.
Yeah, there you go.
That's super nasty.
What do you just have like an IV with mayonnaise.
Like A1 steak sauce. It's like the gross.
Daniel raises the stakes.
You put mayonnaise moisturizer.
They just like
mayonnaise.
Phil calls.
You like mayonnaise?
Yeah.
You don't like mayonnaise.
Yes, I do.
Lex is in 2.
From the condiment spread to the flop spread.
Top 2 for Daniel. Lock checks. Lex checks top pair. Daniel fires 3,000. Phil folds.
Bad flop for Lex. When Daniel pairs his kicker, he's drawing almost dead.
Veldhouse does call. The turn. The 7 of clubs. Lex checks. Daniel bets 8,000.
Lex has picked up outs for a gut shot, but the 4's no good.
Lex
Like
calls.
the first pot we've played, kind of, right?
exciting, huh?
Yeah. What are you looking for? Something good?
4 of diamonds on the river. Lex is checked.
Okay, I'll be honest with you. I wasn't thinking that was a good card for me because I had good plans, but I'm just going to check and hope it's good.
I have to pair.
That's no good. Phew.
Daniel wins a pot of over 27K.
Pretty tight.
Pretty tight. Check. You think I should bet there, Lex? Really? With 4 diamonds, straights, flushes? I don't know. I don't know you have aces 4.
I mean, you should because
Scott
you should know
Seaver?
he has ace 4.
Yeah, you know.
Given that, you know, ace 8 beats ace 4, I don't know. I'd throw in a bet with the best hand.
You'd throw in a bet with the best hand because you're just... Never mind. Choke him.
Finally happened.
8-3. I was going to choke you eventually.
I don't know how you didn't 4-bet. It was set up
I
perfectly to
forgot.
get me to 5-bet, too.
I completely forgot about
It was
that.
just...
You should have mentioned it. If you would have mentioned you said you're going to 4-bet, then I would have.
Daniel's apparently added choking to his list of poker moves.
See if he can keep his hands to himself when we come back.
Playing cash games is very different in tournaments. You know, in tournaments, once you're out, you're out. But in a cash game, if you lose all your money, you can rebuy, you can steam. So you need emotional control. You know, if you lose your cool and you go on tilt, you can lose a whole bunch of money in a cash game. Whereas in a tournament, you're kind of protected.
Daniel's talking about steam control there. See if he can keep his cool with Scott Seaver sitting to his left.
Yeah, you can't re-raise in PO because you can't get him out, right?
Daniel gets us going.
I'm going to raise one more time and play the rush.
Raises to 1,500. Pocket pair for Scott Seaver.
Now Scott has a legit hand.
Come on, Scott.
He calls.
I know where it's going.
Daniel, what did I say about keeping your hands to yourself? Brunson over the top to 5,500. Phil folds. Lex folds.
You made it 55.
Ace queen for Vanessa.
Like, yeah, limp some pots, and that's why they just folded on the flop.
Re-raise to 15,000. Gets Daniel out.
Vanessa just squeezed out Daniel. See if it works on Scott.
15,000?
Todd still to act behind.
Vanessa,
Straight
do you have
flush
under or
everything.
over 250?
I started the hand with 235-ish.
Worst spot ever.
Scott's used to doing the squeezing, not being
Just be
squeezed.
careful, be careful.
Scott folds.
You're the only person I'd fold this for at the table.
I don't want to see. Sorry.
Todd folds as well.
I mean, I wasn't bluffing. I think I had the best thing.
Oh, I believe you. I wouldn't have folded.
What did you fold?
Deuces.
What did you fold? You can
Eights.
tell.
Eights.
Why do you don't think I would have folded that?
Now, Joe, Todd said he would only fold that hand to Vanessa. Are you buying that?
Well, he ranks last at the table in all these stats. The numbers clearly show that Todd's been folding most of his hands all night, so I gotta think he'd also fold that ace-queen to other players as well, especially Phil Locke, who's got a reputation for being quite the nit himself.
Ace-4 for the anti-nit. He limps in. Todd folds. So does Phil. Lex, king-queen offsuit. Raise to 1,800.
Flat out.
Vanessa folds. Daniel's out.
We know Scott Seaver hates to fold pre-flop. In this case, his ace-high is pretty good for now.
And he calls. Queen, king, 6. Seaver checks. Lex, top 2 pair. Bets 3,200.
For any normal player, this would be an easy fold.
Scott makes the call, though,
Guess he wants to stick around and reevaluate on the turn.
which is the jack of clubs.
Not really a scare card for Lex since it only completes a few hands.
Action is on Scott Seaver.
Funny.
Bets 8,200.
Scott's picked another inopportune moment to bluff Lex. He's actually repping a hand bigger than his own, but still likely to be smaller than Lex's.
There's the call.
At this point, I think Lex might even still raise a river bet.
3 of clubs on the river.
No help for Scott.
Wasn't bad.
Seaver checks.
Not a great card for Lex since he has to wonder if Scott made runner clubs before he can even think about a value bet. That face seems to be giving pause for thought to Lex.
Veldhouse bets 21,000. And Seaver folds.
No hero call this time.
Really bad river.
I thought so too.
A nice win for Lex, but he's still stuck over 54 grand.
It's kind of debating if I would. Never mind.
Obviously, you decided yes.
No.
So the 2 young guns tangled and Lex drew some blood. But who will have the last laugh? Nobody knows.
Do you think you can beat this game? For a chance to be a loose cannon and play on the big game this season, log on to PokerStars.net. There are free qualifying tournaments every day.
We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Las Vegas, home of the big game. Alongside Joe Stapleton, I'm Chris Rose.
I like where your head's at, though.
Action continues. Hand 135 out of 150 for the week. Queen deuce for a sleepy Daniel.
Nom, 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 nom.
You okay, Joe?
Mm-hmm. It's contagious.
Scott Seaver will wake you up and raise you to 1,200. Brunson folds. Lock on the button.
Wow, that's a yellow as well? This is
Broke
serious.
into the O's. Hold on, wait, I didn't even notice that.
This is serious.
Nah, nice, Scott. You saved me.
Phil's got a rep for being a nit. When he's in a pot, people take notice.
Vanessa's in this pot as well. 8 ace 6. Vanessa checks.
Top pair for Vanessa.
Scott checks. And Locke checks. 7 of clubs on the turn. Locke hits his straight.
Gutter ball.
Vanessa fires 2,500.
Vanessa has no idea how far behind her top pair is. And like the finale for The Sopranos, Seaver's open-ended.
Don't know how this script will end, but the chapter continues with a big raise.
Locke has the low end of the straight, but Scott's not going to have the high end often enough in this spot for Phil to ever fold to him.
No fold, it's a call.
Now, Vanessa's probably got a pretty good idea her pair is no good, especially when Phil Locke calls.
She folds.
Scott's semi-bluff didn't work. He's going to need a 10 or a 5 to catch Phil.
It's neither. Jack of diamonds on the river.
It's a good card for Phil. 9-10 already had him beat, so the jack doesn't change anything.
Scott checks.
22,400.
Locke bets 22,400.
Sounds like a good number. Why not? Phil knows this is a pretty safe bet against Scott Seaver. Scott might be Hollywooding a bit here, and he might be trying